Okay, seeing as how this game is only a few weeks old, I'm gonna keep this as spoiler free as possible, so that you go into this game with like your expectations only so high, but not as high, but not like I just no point in playing the game. I know. So I'll keep this as spoiler free as possible. I'll tell you about the stuff I liked, the stuff I didn't like, but I won't say much about the story and how it progresses. I'll just tell you like a quick thing of what the story actually is, and go from there, like the basic synopsis of the story. So Jedi Fallen Order. This game was actually rather enjoyable. I enjoyed it a lot more than I actually thought I would. But that's not really saying much because Star Wars Battlefront, I've heard horrible reviews for it. The same with the second one. And I enjoyed the Lego Star Wars games. Those games were actually quite hilarious. I never played The Force Awakens, but I did play the original trilogy and Lego Star Wars for the prequel trilogy. Those games I actually quite enjoyed. They were actually quite funny and quite fun to play. Like I think I maxed out like a few of those levels and never really. I was a kid. I raged out a lot. And Revenge of the Sith. I played that game. Yeah, I raged a lot at that too. I never finished that game. Anyway, so I'll talk about what I liked. I'll start off with what I liked. The actors are straight up brilliant in the people that are acting as the characters. Cal Kestos, who is played by Cameron Monaghan. Cameron Monaghan is one of the best actors that I've seen on the small screen and in gaming for a while. I first saw him in Gotham as the Joker, or like a version of the Joker, and man, he's great. He's great in that, and he's great in this. Like if you've seen Gotham and you're like, shit show, but I love Cameron Monaghan. I love the Joker in that. You'll love this game. Like he's not crazy or anything in the game. Like he doesn't turn out to be crazy, and it's not like his character ever fully gets out of the cliche Jedi I've got to save everybody thing. But he does it so well, and the character is actually pretty well developed. I don't know the actors' names for everyone, but the characters, I love the characters. Sarah, or I think that's how you say her name. She's that woman. She's brilliant. Yeah, she's brilliant in this game. She is probably one of the most fleshed out characters in the entire game. Like every character that you love, you will love, because because this game actually gives a shit about the characters and not just the gameplay, and not just whatever they're trying to build, like the world that they've made, the designs that they've made, the lightsabers that they've made, all that jazz. Like you will love the characters. BD1 is probably the best character that you will love in this game, and he doesn't say anything. He just beeps. He's like Cal's R2D2, just BD1. Get it? BD, buddy, 1. Yeah. Not totally original, but he's such an adorable little robot. You fucking love that thing. Every time that little robot is in trouble, you are right at the screen and you're like, you better get out of that trouble. Get out, and then he gets out, and if he gets out of the trouble, you're happy. You feel so fulfilled when the BD1 is okay. The other characters in this game, they're actually brilliant. One of the biggest drawbacks about this game is that it's not totally original. You see probably most of the twists coming from a mile off. Like the second sister, the main bad guy in the whole game, you probably I saw her reveal coming from a fucking mile. But I loved her character. She was a brilliant character. That's pretty much the only drawback that I can say about the game, is that the story isn't completely original. You go into this game going, I can see that, like I know what you're trying to do there. Like you just but I enjoyed it nonetheless. It was still enjoyable. You enjoy what they give you, but though it's not totally original. So Cal's character Basically a Padawan. He's not very familiar with the Force that much. He was a kid when Order 66 happened. So when he's been in hiding for the last 10 or so 20 or so years. Is it 20 years? I can't remember the time between Order 66 and now in the game chronologically. But still, but in terms of that, his character you believe to be a Padawan. Like, you understand why he's not too familiar with all the Force abilities. Like, I expected to like when I first started this game, I expected to be able to do double jump. I expected to be able to do force push, force pull, because that's what the trailer is, or at least the gameplay trailer. Like, you watch the first gameplay trailer where they're on Kashyyyk, and he's like with Sol Guerrera. If you've seen that gameplay, I'm sorry if I spoiled that for you, but it was in the gameplay, so I assume you've seen it. If not, well, sorry. But like in the trailer, he's force pulling something towards him, but when you're actually first starting off, you can't actually use those abilities. It like you do like as you progress through the story, you do unlock more and more abilities. The only problem is that like you're very limited in the amount of abilities that you get. Pretty much the basic abilities that you think you will get, you will have. And the lightsaber abilities weren't really that intense. Like the combat in this game is insane. It's fucking difficult. Like, if you have it just simply on Jedi Knight mode, you will probably die a lot. This game's hard. There was one boss in particular on a I'll say a red planet. I hated that boss. I fucking hated it. Oh man, it was irritating to say the least. And that's probably a big plus for the game, because lots of games these days I breeze right through and just be like, well, that boss was super easy. This game, not like that at all. I get into a boss fight and I'm pretty much dead. It's sort of like God of War. Like God of War, you run headfirst into a boss fight in God of War, much like this game, you will get your dick kicked in up through your throat before you have a chance to actually kill the boss. Like, you would just be like, all right, I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker. And there goes your head. This game, okay, in the end, this game's not completely unique, but it's not completely original, but it's completely enjoyable. You will enjoy the game as much as you will enjoy watching any of the original Star Wars movies, even the new Star Wars movies, if you like the new Star Wars movies. If you don't, well, that's just on you. But there are drawbacks. Like the story's predictable. The story is really predictable, and there are lags. There are like lags in the game. No, I wouldn't say lags, but yeah, I would say lags, because it's like lagging to load. Because you go into a room or into a cutscene, and some characters will not be rendered yet, or you will be running along and you'll be like. And it would just freeze. Best comparison I can put. Imagine you're watching Logan, and there's and the forest scene, like at the end of the movie, where he's just running along and he's just about to start slashing at people, and he's running along, he's like, and then he gets up to the first person and he's like, and then he keeps, and then as he's slashing down everybody, and then he does the jump thing, he's like, That's what the sort of things that happen in this game. Like, it could have been patched by now because I haven't really updated it at all. But I'm just saying, it gets annoying very quickly. So in the end, this game's enjoyable. It's not the best story that they've ever made at all. It's not like Empire Strikes Back or something, but it is enjoyable for what they have. You will love the characters. There are lags. And you'll probably enjoy the game. It's the best I can put it. Enjoy the game if you like the game. You can probably pick it up if you get it for like a sale price or something. That's the best I can put it. So if you like this video and you want to see more, please click the subscribe button. Please hit the like button, and if you want, throw a comment down below.